Hey everyone, it's LockheartQT and welcome to today's video. For context, I've been playing Call of Duty Zombies since World at War, all the way through to Vanguard. I've been here for the ups, and I've been here for the downs as well. And today I'll be looking into Modern Warfare 3 Zombies and reviewing it for you. But first, we have to look at what Sledgehammer, Treyarch and Infinity Ward and all the other Activision studios went through to make this game for context. Sledgehammer only supposedly through recent articles and controversy that has come out had 16 months to make this game and were under extreme crunch, meaning that they only had 16 months to make the entirety of Modern Warfare 3, because if you didn't know, this game was actually meant to be a DLC but was sort of rushed out to be a full £70 game. Explaining the recent bugs involving multiplayer and campaign, as both have had very mixed reviews, but Zombies was actually developed by Treyarch with Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer sort of helping in now and again, and like Toy to Bob, Raven, all of the other ones that helped as well. But they didn't put in full effort due to the fact that Treyarch are fully developing their next main Call of Duty title and their first Treyarch only title since Black Ops 4, as Cold War was actually originally a Sledgehammer project that was quickly sort of taken in by Treyarch because they were struggling, and the same thing for Vanguard. So Modern Warfare 3 was actually obviously a Sledgehammer project that Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer got told, no, you're doing Modern Warfare 3, and then Treyarch had to come in to help with Zombies. So basically next year's Call of Duty will be Treyarch's first full title since Black Ops 4, which is why a lot of round-based Zombies fans and classic Zombies fans are really happy, because it sounds like we're getting round-based Zombies again in that game. So now that you know all of the context with the fact that Sledgehammer and Treyarch basically had to make this game mode in a very quick amount of time and the entirety of the game as a whole, hence why the campaign's so short, hence why the multiplayer has come out completely bug-ridden and broken, to the point where recently Sledgehammer have actually had to pull some of the maps away because they've had issues with spawning in and out. Let's have a look at the good, the bad and the ugly for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. The good. Firstly, this mode will definitely please and was designed specifically for fans of DMZ. If you think this is normal Call of Duty Zombies, classic COD Zombies, then you're wrong. This isn't round based, but it's actually an open world game like DMZ and Outbreak with zombies in it. However, in my opinion, it's more similar to DMZ, and I'll go on about that later. Next up, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies correctly ports over Cold War's mechanics, such as, quick perks like Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Pack-a-Punch, the Ray Gun, the Wunderwaffe DG2, as well as the Wunderfizz machine, and all of these things return and have been brought back correctly, and they work exactly how they should do. For example, Jug gives you extra health, Quick Revive lets you revive teammates faster, Speed Cola increases reload, you have the 3-tier Pack-a-Punch system bought from Cold War, as well as the different ammo types, and obviously the Ray Gun is back in all of its classic glory, and obviously the Wunderfizz works exactly how it should do, and you've got things like wall buys and whatnot, and they all work exactly how they're meant to, and that's great. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is also really replayable if you're into that sort of thing, and for all of those who enjoy the extraction-based gameplay from DMZ. And the new Wonder Weapon is actually really fun to use and works really well inside of the game mode. The Scorcher sort of works as a combination of the Dive from Die Maschine and the Paralyzer from Buried. It's sort of a hybrid of the two, and it perfectly allows you for easier traversal around the open world map and damage to sort of larger hordes. And in terms of contracts, I'll cover most of them sadly in the bad and ugly section, but I did enjoy the Spore contract where you basically have to enter a building and shoot down spores and you get really good loot and rewards. I really recommend doing this one if you're going in and just playing quickly, as well as the Tank Escort one. I actually quite liked both contracts, and I've got to be honest, they're the only contracts I actually enjoyed as they're easy enough to do and give you decent loot. Next up is the bad. In my opinion, the story was boring and short to complete. In terms of the story, we get 3 main acts broken up into story missions with 6 tiers, with a main level or boss to defeat at the end of each one, which gives you a cutscene. Now, I will give them this, the cutscenes are really well animated and shot. However, these cutscenes, in my opinion, don't really add much to the Dark Eva story, other than the ending possibly teasing Samantha Max's return and the fate of Dr. Strauss and the others teased by Ravenel. Gone are the days of complicated storylines, and now we're just getting these boring cutty cut. Basically, they're trying to tie it all into campaign with Soph being there, and in my opinion, that's what Zombies is really not what it's about at all. Zombies worked so well back in the day in terms of story because it was different from campaign and multiplayer and Spec Ops. It was its own thing. It had time travel, it had the fact that you were going from World War II to the Cold War to present day to the future, no questions asked because there was time travel and other shenanigans going on. But here it's all sort of confined to the limitations of the campaign, meaning that certain things can't happen. So for example, we probably won't see something as crazy as the Earth blowing up or the Moon blowing up ever again, or going to the Moon. But again, I'm hoping that in Treyarch's next game they sort of step it up into the storytelling a little bit. Speaking of which, those story missions are varied, but some are really too tedious in my opinion, and are too situational per game in my opinion. 2 really good examples of these are the Destroy Mercenaries quest, which I believe is part of Act 1, which is actually currently bugged out for some players like myself. I actually can't get this mission to complete, even when the steps are completed to a T. I actually went in a game specifically today to complete this mission. I thought I'd completed it, me and my squad, and we ended up not completing it. After doing a bit of research online, I found that loads of other people are having the same issue, and apparently it's a bugged quest. Or the missions that involve RNG to find specific items to complete them. In my opinion, I really don't like the fact that RNG plays into it. I understand obviously you got the mystery box and things like that, but for things like specific ammo types and certain things that are really hard to get in the game, you know, I don't know, I guess like wonder weapons and things, it's just a bit infuriating to complete these missions, especially if you're a solo player. Next up is the fact that the XP gains aren't rewarding as of right now, as of recording this video. Zombies is currently the slowest way to properly rank up inside of Modern Warfare 3, and in terms of XP you don't get a lot. I think you only get like 8,000 XP, and the fact that you're playing these games for anywhere from like 30 minutes to an hour, because obviously there is an hour time limit, and that sucks in my opinion. That is another thing I put in the bad section, the fact that this has a time limit, it's not endless. Zombies has always been an endless wave based horde mode, and now it's reduced to a 1 hour exfil mode. And on its own it takes ages for level progression, which is needed to unlock weapons and equipment, to obviously level up those weapons, especially for the camo grind, and to get new unlocks for them for multiplayer if you're sort of playing the 2 in tandem. And XP, as of right now, it's just taking way too long to level up, and it's just not rewarding. Now we're on to the ugly. In Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, so far as of playing, I have experienced some really unfair and game-breaking glitches and bugs. I'm playing on PS5 and I've had the game crash twice. I've had glitches involving mimics pulling me through buildings, zombies actually stuck in staircases as well as the floor being able to attack me, and I've also had a few instances where zombies are sort of clipping into the ground and then they become invincible, but the problem is they can still attack you, meaning that you essentially have zombies that are immortal and invincible, and the only way to sort of get them to die is to run farther away, meaning that they despawn. I've also had objectives needed for contracts such as the rockets as well as some of the spores being unusable, basically meaning that you can't complete the contract, as well as a really annoying one where every time I got into, if I open the map using the touchpad, it then shuts off my side to side movement as I come out of the map into normal gameplay, and I've had this happen pretty much in every game several times. I haven't really seen too much of this online, but when I've asked my friends, they're having the same issue. The only way I managed to stop this bug and glitch is by going in and out of the TAC map via the touch map again and again, and sometimes I have to do this a few times for this bug to stop. It just seems to be random. Sometimes it does it straight away, sometimes it does it a couple times, and sometimes these bugs in particular and errors ruin my games and cause unfair deaths. And again, this was why I provided the context at the start, because they had to rush out this game and it really shows. Next up are the Easter eggs and lack thereof. Now, this mode has a few side quests, like the friendly dog one with the sort of dog house where you have to give it meat, as well as the wonder weapon schematics and other little things brought in from Outbreak. But in terms of a main quest, there actually isn't one, and the sort of main quest in terms of the Act 1, 2 and 3 missions depends on RNG and luck, and obviously you have to go, you can't do sort of multiple missions at a time. You have to basically pick a mission to do and stick with that mission until you complete it and then go on to the next one. I imagine this has been done so people can't, blast through it, but people have already beaten the final boss and gotten the trophy on day one, and I'll get onto that later on. Actually, you know what? I'll cover it now. So the main boss fight, I will admit, looks really cool, which is called the Orcus, which is that massive worm boss, and you get this at the end of Act 3. However, this boss only takes 2 to 3 minutes to actually kill, and people, from what I've heard, are going for world records of things like 30 seconds to a minute, which is really funny in my opinion. Now, in the good section, I mentioned that DMZ players will enjoy this mode, but if you're like me, a hardcore Zombies fan who mainly enjoys playing solo and enjoys Easter egg quests and high rounds, this mode isn't for you. You will not enjoy this mode. It isn't round-based and has no main Easter egg quest other than obviously Act 3. Also, if you're mainly a solo player, this mode is basically unplayable sometimes. You'll get put into solo lobbies sometimes, or you can actually put yourself into a solo lobby other than, maybe getting into tier 2 zones. Contracts are going to be much difficult because you're by yourself, and obviously this game mode was designed for 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 players in a squad, meaning that if you're on your own, the difficulty scale, especially in the tier 3 zone, is way too high and way too difficult for one player on their own. Also, due to being an online multiplayer mode, there's no pause in solo, which really sucks. I understand why this is in here because obviously it's an online mode, but it still sucks nonetheless. I can't just pause in solo, I have to just keep playing. The only upside to this is you can actually sort of ask to join squads mid-game, but this solely depends on the other squads actually allowing you into their squads. Lastly, we also have the biggest sin in Call of Duty Zombies history in my opinion. AI soldiers that actually shoot you with real bullets. Now, today I beat the Legacy Fortress for the first time, and in my opinion it was actually quite fun. I actually quite enjoyed it, but it was really stressful because we were in a tier 2 zone. In my opinion, AI soldiers shooting you with bullets is a cardinal sin for Treyarch Zombies and should never ever be added again. Carrier from Exo Zombies, which was made by Sledgehammer, had it in there and it just didn't work. Vanguard Zombies also had it in, which was developed by Treyarch and Sledgehammer, and it didn't work there either. And the main problem with these AI soldiers is that they drain your health and armour way too quickly, especially in the higher tier zones, as it feels like they only exist to get rid of your armour quickly. And effectively the only way to take these guys down is to sort of peek in and out of cover and hide from a distance. You have to go to a distance with a long range weapon and effectively pick them off one by one, as they are that sort of lethal. The fact that they can kill you in sort of a couple magazines in a few seconds is brutal. You see, in classic Zombies, projectile based enemies like the Panzer Soldat, the Mangler and the Parasites from Shadows of Evil worked because they fired slow moving projectiles that can be easily dodged with skill by the player. However, these guys can light you up in a second and really quickly, and I especially hate these riot shield enemies as they're just really annoying and hard to kill and are borderline broken in close quarter areas. I've seen myself and so many other teammates and squad mates die from the riot shield guys. I hate them with a passion. So for the conclusion, let's go back to the original question in the title of this video. Is Modern Warfare 3 Zombies bad? Well, it depends on what type of player you are and what you're looking for. If you're like me and you prefer round-based zombies with sort of complex stories and Easter eggs, quests and, specific shorter maps, then no, you won't enjoy this at all. Personally, I dislike Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and I won't sort of I might dip in and out of it again just to play with friends and to mess around with, but I won't be playing it long term as I'm just not enjoying it right now. And as really the main thing here is I don't like DMZ, I never have done, and this is effectively DMZ. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies feels more like DMZ than Outbreak, although it does take a few things from Outbreak. The similarity to Outbreak is really only in the bigger play space and open world area. The rest of it is literally just DMZ with zombies in it. But if you enjoyed DMZ and you're more of a casual player and play with a party of friends especially who know what they're doing or just want to have fun, then I can definitely see you enjoying this mode. I really tried to enjoy Modern Warfare Zombies, but as a predominantly solo player, I feel alienated and I just couldn't enjoy the mode. And now that I'm going to have to wait until next year for proper round-based zombies concept from Treyarch, it's going to be a long wait, guys. But seriously, if you are just like a casual player and you're not playing in solo, if you're playing in co-op, I do think you will genuinely have fun with this mode. Anyway everyone, thank you so much for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed my review. Like I said, I'm not really a big fan of the mode, but what do you guys think about Modern Warfare 3 Zombies? Please tell me in the comments below from what you've played so far. Thank you so much for watching, and for more COD Zombies videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!